with a hello to all my friends. In this session, we want to trade with Candlestick, Fibonacci, Ichimoku, and other things. For the beginning of the work, I put my Ichimoku on my chart, and then my pivots, magic pivot, my pivots, and also a magic pivot. I will use these tools here so I can identify my pivots easier, so there would be no pivot left. You can do it by eyes. I've told you, the second session of you. When there's a lot of highs or fractals, there's a powerful pivot there. Okay. Let me erase these lines. Okay. You see here, according to Candlestick, I've got a bullish signal in price, a continuous one for an uptrend, but I have a pivot above it, according to Ichimoku. I'm sorry. Okay. Above the Ichimoku, I have a pivot, and the last pivot was here as well. After the last candle has gone up, there's like a really tiny reversal for it. This reversal is not that valid because the bottom shadow is longer than the top shadow. And another thing, for an uptrend, my price is in the Ichimoku cloud, that I shouldn't trade in this. Or if I did, I should close it when the candles got to the top wall. Kijinsen and Tikensen are under my cloud. And could break the wall and get into the cloud. Then the Fibonacci tool, if I draw the Fibonacci, I see that my price has hit 61, and I expect it from his 61, it drops down completely. My cloud is showing a bearish signal, and my Chico span is under my cloud. So here I had a signal for an uptrend. It has gone up, hit the pivot, and it was accidentally my 61 pivot as well. According to pivots, I should know that this reversal is valid or not. Another thing, here there's a flat line for me in cloud, and my Fibonacci of 61 is there, so I know there's a powerful resistance there. So I know that it will drop down the price. If it went 2 pips higher, it would close my order, but it didn't let it close because of the price. If I did put my TP a little lower, my order would be closed right now. Let me close it. The market is closed right now. Okay. Another thing, Look, my cloud is flat from the top, and we have a flat on the bottom as well. The bottom wall is getting like a swing form. So we should have a drop in price. Let me open another chart, like the gold chart. Look, my price is under the cloud, and my Kijinsen and Tekensen is like a cross, forming a cross, and above my like the top wall of the cloud is a flat, and my color of the cloud is changed, and Chico span is trying to get under the cloud. According to Ichimoku, I got this bearish signal, and there's candlestick left, and according to the candles, I have a bearish signal as well. I told you, in the markets like gold, silver, oil, and Dow Jones, they will close at 1 a.m. and half an hour later they will open again. When this candle starts working and can open here, I can have a really good sell position here, and I put my sell stop here. Now I want to see how much will the thing go up, so I will put my target. If the price is gonna go back, it's in this zone, and the pivots are identified. And if this has a breakout, I can have a comeback in this zone, the zone that has both magic pivots and pivots, and I have the flats, and my Kijinsen is flat as well. No, Kijinsen is not flat, it's here, but I have a pivot here. And then according to Fibonacci, if I want to do it and draw the floor high to the cap high, the price has broken 50, and it wants to go for 61. Yeah, there's a pivot here. It wants to go for 61, and there will be a comeback to the wall of the cloud, and then drops again, because we have drawn the major Fibonacci. You see here the past of it. It has hit 61, came back to 23, and is under 38 now. Now we expect it to go for 61 now. I'll go to another chart. USD to CAD. CAD. Let me erase this tool. I draw my Ichimoku. I see here there's a black hole here. Exactly here. And I expect my price to want to go to the floor of the black hole. But we should consider that the price wanted to go to the black hole, but it couldn't. It came back up and then came back again. So because the candles are above the black hole, I can say that it will drop again. Kijinsen, Tigensen, and Chikosman are, but 3 of them are all above the cloud. And the beginning of my cloud, the present of it, there's like a flat, So I expect my trend to be upwards completely. Now I should do it by Fibonacci to see that here that it's supposed to get a corrective wave. My trend is uptrend, and it's probably not gonna happen that the price would hit 61. When you want to do the corrective wave of Fibonacci, we should expect it to hit 50 and come back. It rarely happens that breaks 50 and hits 61. I'm in a risky zone right now, a sensitive zone. According to Candlestick, there is a high for me here, a reversal one, a kite-like candle. So, according to Ichimoku, I have a complete up signal, bullish signal, and the elasticity is upwards. I don't think this is a good zone for scalping. It's good for long-term and medium-term trades. I should have the ability, like it should have the ability to go up even if it comes down to negative. If you want to do a buy position here, you should quickly announce a buy stop above there in this zone, and the next part above the last candles that have been created for me. And the target that I can announce here is here, and I put my stop loss above this and has been closed, this candle. When you can you put your stop loss? When your candle's price has been finished and closed. It has hit this part and has came back, and the next pivot would be the wall, the bottom wall of the cloud. We go to another chart and analyze here. Look, this is a good chart for buying because according to Ichimoku, I have an increase in price because the candles are above the cloud, and it could get outside of the cloud. Like my Chico span is trying to get outside of the cloud, and because of the black hole, the price has gone down and again gone up. So this candle is inside of the last candle. So according to Candlestick, I have a bullish signal, and we call that unimportant because it's not valid if it's finished in another candle's like belly, and know that it was gonna open the price. When my price opens here, my order will open as well. There was a pivot here, and the next one is here, the flatness of the cloud, and then another one, this one. And finally, it's like in this zone. And the magic pivots and pivots has identified for me that there's a powerful pivot here. According to Fibonacci, if I do it from cap to the floor, I see that my 61 is broken. And this is the Fibonacci of 78. I see that my 50 is exactly on the pivots that I have already identified. So I can have a really good buy position with full confirmation for a uptrend. Let me erase this Fibonacci. Okay. You see, this is a 50 Fibonacci. My price is above the cloud, and the cloud has changed colors, and it's from the bottom flat. Kijinsen and Tekkensen are above the cloud. Token span is trying to break through the cloud, and the pivots in the way are like the flatness of the cloud right now. I have another flatness of Kijinsen, and finally, in here, there's a flatness of cloud, flatness of Kijinsen, and the cap of the top wall of my cloud. One of the most important things that I've insisted on, when there's two like flats with two different colors are in one direction, so my pivot is really powerful. You see, I had one here. Yes. I have one purple flatness in the cloud, and I have one orange flatness in the cloud. Here. Exactly here. There's a flatness here, and I have a little flatness here. And I expect it to go down. And according to my candle or pivots, I see that there's a high here. And I will find it out by the candles. Another thing, I've talked about it before, when my candles are between the cloud and the Kijinsen and Tekkensen, you should not trade, because it's not really obvious that it's going to break through the cloud or not. An example of this thing, I lower my time frame so you'll understand better. You see here, it's like the square that we talked about. But it's like a triangle because we lower our time frame. When you have this square, you see there's two flats on the both sides. When there's a cross, it's been exactly formed here. When it gets formed, it's like a reversal for a trend. And when there's a Dickinson and Dickinson after the cross, when there's a cross, you can say that the trend is going to drop down. Here. You see, my candles, Kijinsen and Tekkensen lines are above the cloud. Exactly, this price should swing at the side of this cloud. You should not trade here. Some books say that when the candles are above the cloud, we can have a good buy position. No. When the candles are above the Kijinsen and Tengen-sen, you can have a buy position. But when it's between the cloud and the lines, you try not to trade there. And another example, it like happens in the sideways kind of the chart. Let me see, I should try to find it. Yes, here. My candles are between the cloud and the red and blue lines. You should not trade here. And for opening an order, try to open an order when your candles are above the lines. Okay. You see in the 30-minute time frame, my candles are getting further from the cloud, and the blue line is stayed in its place downwards, and my Tenkan-sen is swinging with the candles. You should expect like a comeback in price here. But because this line is not flat anymore, you can say that there's not going to be like this here. I can put my target according to my pivots, and I told you how to put your target according to your Fibonacci as well. Like this is a flat, and my Tenkan-sen is going. So I like forecast that it's gonna go down in 1 hour. You see that the token span is going up and the Tenkan-sen is going up, but the Kijun-sen, the blue line, is like flat. When can you confirm this buy position? When these two blue and red lines, both of them, go upwards, face upwards. Okay. I told you the pivot part and candlestick. You see, I want to do a real trade on USD to yen. And I'm on my yen as well. You see, my candle here has given me a bullish signal, and the next candle is going upwards. And my blue and red lines are inside of the cloud, and Choco span is under the cloud. And the color of the cloud has changed. I have put a buy stop here, but I didn't have the confirmation of Choco span. According to Candlestick, it gave me a bullish signal, and it could break the upper wall of the cloud. And according to Fibonacci, if you want to confirm it, it has gone up, hit 61, and again it is above the 50. I can get each and every pivot one by one. The first comeback is 38, that is on the pivot exactly. And the next one is the 50 of Fibonacci. One is here. And I have the cloud flat here. And a Kijun-sen flat is also here. So I expect my price to go up, like above this, and go upwards. I could analyze it easily and forecast and confirm my order. And I put my target and stop losses. I have put the target 1, 2, 3, and if I want to put stop loss, I put it under the price that has been closed. I like make a guess that you're still not that good in stop losses. Like here, when I'm in here in this chart, you should see where it's closed, the price. One is here, and from here it has started working, and one is here. When the price of the candle gets closed, there you can announce your stop loss. Because if the price gets open in the candle, it will drop down. It will go really lower. But if you announce your stop loss here, it may hit your stop loss and go back up again. Why do I say put the stop loss where the price is closed? Because it's it's probable that the price comes back down, and if it does, your trend has changed. Like if I do it in another chart, like New Zealand, if I want to do a buy position, I open a buy position and I put my stop loss where there's a fractals and my price is closed. And then put my TP according to my pivots. Why did I do a buy position here? Because my price has been closed and there's a fractals there. My cloud is giving me a down signal, but I'm sorry, I said wrong. It has been a fractals here, and there's a firm base for it. My cloud is flat here. Kijun-sen and Tenkan-sen are under the clouds. Kijun-sen is inside of the cloud, and Chugo-span is under the cloud. When this happens, it's really rare. Like there's nothing in harmony with each other. Ichimoku, Candlestick, and the highs. Because there's a news announced, like there was a news about dollars, USD, and it has messed up the chart. My candle has dropped down for like 1,000 and more pips. Okay. You see this candle with a long shadow? I told you. It's about your news. You had a news about USD. And it was an intense news. And it will have a comeback. But the price will go down here and then go up. But here, if I do a buy order, because I wanted to like put your TP and stop loss. According to analyzing, you can't open a buy position here. If I do the buy position here, I should put my stop loss where the price has been closed in the candle, on the here. And if I do the sell position here, I should put it here. And if I do a sell position here, it would be here. And if I do a buy position here, I should put my stop loss here exactly. Australia to USD. According to Candlestick, I have a really good high. My buy signal has been announced. It's all buy signals. And my new candle is trying to move upwards. But I tell you, until the time that the shadow of the last candle has been like opened, you can't do a buy position surely. The red line is under the blue line. But here, I said that pay attention. When my candles are getting further from the cloud, and my Kijun-sen line is flattened and the red line is going with the candles, it means there's a reversal. And Choco span is like this. There's like a high here. So I can put a buy position here, but I don't have the full confirmation. And I put my stop loss at the bottom and I put my TP on the pivot. You see here, my profit target is really more than my stop loss. When it was a doji, it's not really that valid. The candle that is here has gone down again and then has gone up. I said don't put your stop loss close to it, so we wouldn't hit it. Put it where the price is closed. So many of my friends have this problem. Can't announce their stop losses, and their order will close with loss. Euro to USD. My price is under the cloud. The red and blue lines are under the cloud. On the top wall of my cloud, there's a flatten. And my candles are giving me a down signal, and I can have a good sell position here. Put my stop loss on the price has been closed. And I put my TP according to my pivots here. And my second target would be in here. The floor of that, like the floor of the inside of the cloud. But I should higher my time frame for the Fibonacci. When I close my price, I can have a good order. I erase these. Fibonacci. Like I got my sell order here, but we have both major and minor Fibonacci's. If my 61 breaks, I can put my base of my 0, can put it on here. We have a daily pivot, and then we have a high pivot, candle high pivot, and then in the past we should have it. Yes, we have a cloud pivot. We also have a cloud pivot here. We have Kijinsen pivot. So I should expect my price to, when it gets hit here, it intensely goes up. It's in the black hole again, and it wants to touch 50 right now. So you understood this completely. According to Ichimoku, candlestick, pivot, Fibonacci, I could get a really good analysis out of this chart. Except for indicators, I could get it. Like, I shouldn't be scared that my analysis get failed. Without having fear, I did a really good analysis. All these have been made because of experience. Okay, and then I think there will be nothing in this Ichimoku. But in practical lessons, I remember so many things. There's something about candlestick, a really important one. Each candle, that gets finished, the new candle will overlap 2 out of 3 of the last candle and then continues to do its thing. What does that mean? When this candle forms a high, the new candle overlaps the last candles like for 2 out of 3 of the candle, and then it drops down. This candle, if you paid attention, is like has overlapped a little bit of the last candle and has continued its way. Like here, my candle is bullish here, and this one has started working from the half of this way, the last candle. Sometimes it happens like this and goes up again. Like this was a continuous one. The next candle has started like gone down a little and then continued to go up. Like it was an increase in price. It overlapped it and then gone up. When you're trading according to candlestick, like you got a buy signal and you got into negative, don't be scared, because you stick to the rules and then stick to the candlestick rules. It should overlap the candle a little and then it continues to go in its own direction. Okay? I don't think there is not anything anymore. Your 4th term is over. I hope that I've taught you in the best way. There's no questions left anymore. I hope you practice these. Just practice and practice. And you enter the 5th term easily. Goodbye.